Nuclear energy sits at the crossroads of science, security, and sovereignty. For some nations, it's the key to cleaner energy. For others, it's a stepping stone to global influence, or even domination. As the world scrambles for alternatives to fossil fuels and braces for geopolitical turbulence, nuclear power is re-emerging not just as an energy source, but as a tool of strategic control. A double-edged technology. Nuclear technology is unique in its duality: it powers cities, and it can destroy them. The same uranium enrichment used to generate electricity can, if pushed further, produce weapons-grade material. That thin line between peaceful and military use makes nuclear energy an inherently strategic asset. Countries that master nuclear technology gain not just energy independence but also a powerful geopolitical lever, access to the nuclear club, even if unofficial. Civilian energy, strategic leverage. Globally, around 30 countries operate nuclear power plants, with France, China, Russia, and the US leading in capacity. But the influence goes beyond borders. Countries that export nuclear technology, like Russia's Rosatom or China's state-backed firms, build long-term influence through reactor deals, fuel supply chains, and maintenance contracts that last decades. This is strategic soft power. When Russia builds a nuclear plant in Turkey or Egypt, it gains not just revenue but decades of political leverage, technical dependency, and potential influence over critical infrastructure. Similarly, when the US helps nations like Poland or the UAE develop nuclear capacity, it's also offering them a partnership model that counters Chinese or Russian offers, often tied to Western safety standards, economic terms, and strategic alignment. China and Russia, building empires of energy. Russia has used nuclear exports as a cornerstone of its foreign policy, especially in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. By funding and constructing plants abroad, Russia doesn't just sell energy, it ties nations to its fuel supply chains and diplomatic orbit. China, too, is aggressively pushing into the nuclear space, pitching its Hualong-1 reactors to developing countries. These deals often come with infrastructure loans, construction contracts, and long-term training programs, essentially creating a client-state model through energy. For both powers, this isn't just economics, it's about creating dependence and projecting global influence without firing a shot. Western caution and a security dilemma. The West, especially the US and Europe, remains wary of nuclear energy's proliferation risks. Countries like Iran and North Korea have used civilian nuclear programs as a cover for weapon ambitions. This has made Western nuclear assistance far more restricted, often limited to trusted allies or heavily supervised arrangements. The result? A strategic gap. While China and Russia offer turnkey nuclear solutions with fewer political strings, Western countries move slower, fearing technology misuse or regime instability. But there's a shift underway. With climate change and energy crises looming, even hesitant democracies are revisiting nuclear, offering cleaner, reliable base power while also ensuring their partners don't fall into rival spheres. Small modular reactors, the next battlefield. Enter SMRs. Small modular reactors. These compact, factory-built nuclear plants promise to revolutionize how countries access nuclear power. Cheaper, safer, and faster to deploy, SMRs are being developed by firms in the US, Canada, Russia, and China. Whoever perfects and mass-produces SMRs could dominate future nuclear markets, especially in developing regions with limited infrastructure. The tech race is on, not just to build clean power, but to embed influence in the energy systems of tomorrow. The strategic future of nuclear. As the world shifts away from fossil fuels and battles over critical minerals intensify, nuclear energy is quietly returning to center stage. But this time, it's not just about lights staying on, it's about whose lights, and under whose control. Nations that master nuclear power gain energy independence, military deterrence, or the potential for it, export leverage and diplomatic influence, resilience in global crises. For rising powers, nuclear energy is a passport to strategic credibility. For established ones, it's a tool to contain rivals and shape alliances. And for the world at large, it's a reminder that in energy, just like in politics, what powers your grid often powers your future.